All right, drifters. Welcome to the welcome to the Jesus show. I'm your host Jesus. That's Day Life Jesus. That's Jesus of Day Life. I'm a Christ concept. And I called you drifters because if you're out there in the plane matrix, you're most likely drifting. And if you have happened upon this video, you got a chance of not drifting any longer. You got a chance to make it out because I drifted for so long, and I may just have the answers for you. So, welcome, everyone. Fucking gather around, and yeah. Before we get started, I want to just say to everyone that you should be washing. Always be washing, like Glengarry Glen Ross. Always be washing, but you're not ready for always to be washing. You need to get into wash once, wash twice, just wash. Try washing. All right. Always try washing and get others to try washing. The first step in trying washing is making that first wash. So go ahead and do that. At cash.me/$wash it all, paypal.me/wash it all. The links are below. There's a Zelle link, there's an Apple Pay link. There's even an email address that you can email if you would like to wash an asset or wash in a different kind of way, or you need the wire transfer info. Happy to provide it via email. That's what 100F does. So, yeah. How's it going, everyone? How are you? What's going on? How do you feel? Um, Great. Sounds great. So yeah, I want to talk about drifting, bro, and what drifting is when you kind of give up command of your life and you resign it to other forces to take command of, and you just give it to basically hand over the keys and say, "All right, now it's time for you to run my life." Um, and it's quite a thing. It's quite a thing. Now, th- drugs are a great way that to get into drifting. All the addictions are there just to basically get you into a drifter mindset, and when you're drifting, it's very easy for Satan to come and take you over basically and make you just another person in a hexagonal cube building the pain matrix and continuing to build up the foundations underneath the pain matrix. So it's a great thing. And then for Satan, it's a great thing if you are not conscious and you are not alive. Now, I would argue that if you are doing alcohol, if you're drinking, you're smoking, if you got pets, any of these things make you extremely susceptible to drifting, very susceptible. And you probably are in one degree or another. And, I've even drifted when I got off of all of those things. So drifting is like, but there's no way I would be able to be where I'm at today. There would be no way I would be able to accomplish, just accomplish even the modicum of things I'm able to accomplish without my sobriety. So physical sobriety is a combatant to drifting, as is intellectual sobriety, as is emotional sobriety, as is spiritual sobriety. But y'all are probably not ready for that if you're still drinking Mountain Dew and smoking a cigarette, or drinking a cold brew in the morning to get pumped. It's winter time, but some people still they like the shotness of a fucking cold brew. They can just take it. It's fast. um so yeah, what's drifting? So drifting is, not being in command of your life, letting your failures stop you from pursuing your purpose. And this was all General Koa actually recommended a book to me, and I'm not the first person she's recommended this book to. This is something that she gave me, though, was the book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And that book taught me a lot of about drifting, which is the principles that I kind of knew about through proximity to General Koa and the Day Life Army, but it illustrated um, ways that I was drifting. And when my partner gave me the book, well, we were reading it together at first, and then I was just a bitch, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want to read, I don't want to do this right now, I'd rather do these other things. So ended up not finishing the book, or but it would have been very important for me to have finished that book, because there are many things that I was doing at the time in our relationship that would have been have been good to know the information in that book, to be able to deal with, to be able to stop myself from doing the things that I started doing. Now I'm reading another book that similarly, if I had this book, but that's the thing, God doesn't give you the thing, or whatever. You are not ready for the thing when you're clout poisoned and everything's great and you're in the relationship you want to be having and blah, blah, blah. And, there's money all the time. Like, when there's all these, when you have time to do the thing, is barely ever when it's your time to do the thing. It's usually at the time where it's like feels the craziest. It may not be the craziest, but it will probably feel the craziest to get whatever the download is or whatever the breakthrough is. My thing is, I'm less interested now in breakthroughs and I'm more interested in follow through. Because I can break anything. Can I follow, and can I make something happen over a long period of time? That's more difficult. So who's drifting? You. But at any given point, and people are really fucked up right now. Like, the pandemic really did a number to make human beings fucked up. And I'm not even saying that from a left-right perspective. That's just a fact that human beings really got fucked up by the pandemic. Just in all the ways that you can get fucked up: in isolation, solitude, not knowing how to relationship, feeling like a perma victim, being told it's okay to be a perma victim, basically being like, this is a futureless thing, abuse of your children, amongst many other things that are being done to keep people really small. So yeah, and that all leads to drifting. So congratulations, CDC and the satanic order that runs the whole thing. Y'all did a good job with the pandemic. Now it's clear to me that it's because Satan is losing that they have to get these things out, because then they're like, well, we got to get as many people drifting quicker. If anyone's even at risk of not drifting, we got to get them in our pipeline. I just had someone text me today being like, I haven't responded to you because now I'm living under a pier with some people who are trying to teach me how to live more in the moment. So I'm like, ooh, that's not going to go well for you in this apocalypse. So who's drifting? You are drifting. Likely you are drifting into something. And the fact that you're watching this video is that there is hope for you to stop drifting. What leads to drifting went into that. It's drugs, alcohol, lack of standards, lack of emotional standards, lack of relational standards, lack of integrity, lack of principles. All of these things, lack of, in some ways, faith, because faith is the thing that you can pull from, so that everything else in the world can live. And it doesn't help that right now, and I'm going to do a whole live on this, the being terminally alone, which is basically where the pain matrix is at, helps to drift, because humans need relationships. And when your only relationship is to yourself and the JPEGs that you're collecting, yeah, it's not going to go well for you. So yeah, short live on drifting. I'm going to be bringing it more up as just a term that I'm using as I go into more and more topics. I will be going live about being terminally alone for all of y'all watching alone at your computer screens. So wash it all. Let's just start with a wash. Cash.me/$wash it all. PayPal.me/wash it all. yeah, let's start there, and then we can get deeper into this whole thing, and you can come along with me and take figure out a way to make it in, or at least outside the gates. All right, well, that's all. I will see you soon. Goodbye.